out tonight at 6.
Coming up on today's Good Day Live, we'll visit French Lick and get an update on the construction of a new wing in a great location for those who enjoy the casino. We'll explain. If you enjoy country music, you might want to win this week's Friday freebie. It's 2 tickets to see an artist in French Lick next month. I'll tell you who and how to win on the way.
Rating what makes the Wabash Valley unique and entertaining. WTWO's Julie Henricks and Hazel Marie Anderson with Good Day Live, sponsored by the Hoosier Lottery.
Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Julie Henricks. Hazel Marie on vacation this week. Thanks for spending some time with me on this Monday. We're actually going to begin this afternoon with breaking news from France, where firefighters are battling a massive blaze at the iconic Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. The fire sending ash pouring onto tourists as flames shot out of the roof of the world-famous 12th century monument. What you're seeing are current images, live pictures. As night has fallen in Paris, the flames continue to be seen as passers-by literally stopped in their tracks along the Seine River that passes beneath the cathedral. So far, it is unclear what has caused this fire, but for anyone who has ever visited or understood the history of what Notre Dame is about, you of course know there were already parts still standing after the French Revolution nearly took the cathedral down thousands of years ago. I will tell you, I've had the privilege of walking into Notre Dame, and for me was one of the most incredible experiences. And today, this cathedral is still one of the most visited landmarks in the world. Again, these are live images that you're seeing right now as firefighters continue to battle the blaze. Thoughts and prayers pouring in from not only the Archdiocese of Illinois and Indiana and other Catholic leaders, but of course prayers from many religions all over the world as this sad situation continues to unfold. Tune in to NBC Nightly News later tonight following the evening edition for more on that story. Now back to the U.S. and a comeback story that everybody's talking about. Tiger Woods, his 15th major overall win, but the first in more than a decade. After personal problems and back surgeries, NBC's Kerry Sanders has the latest now on a great weekend for Tiger Woods.
The return to glory. A performance for the ages. Tiger Woods back on the mountaintop, winning the Masters in style. Sealing the deal for his first major championship victory in 11 years. Just steps from the 18th green, the 43-year-old hugging his children and his mother in celebration, evoking memories of the warm embrace he shared with his father, Earl, after his first Masters win in 1997.
That hug with his children, if that doesn't bring a tear to your eye, if you're a parent, you're not human.
It's a scene that many, including Woods himself, doubted was possible.
It's a pretty surreal feeling, to be honest.
Along with his personal problems off the course, Woods' comeback from debilitating injuries, including 4 back surgeries, was a process. And on the hallowed grounds of Augusta National Golf Club, that process was complete. Woods' 15th career major and first Masters win since 2005, setting social media ablaze. Taking to Twitter, Serena Williams writing in part, "I am so inspired." President Trump calling Woods a truly great champion, while former President Obama described Woods' comeback as a testament to excellence, grit, and determination. Shortly after the final putt dropped, Nike releasing a moving tribute for an athlete who refused to quit.
You always fight, and that just giving up's never an equation.
A golfing icon roaring to redemption on familiar soil with his loved ones by his side.
This has meant so much to me and my family, this tournament, and to have everyone here, it's something I'll never, ever forget.
And for those who watched it, something they'll never forget either. Coming up after the break, you'll meet, you'll hear, I should say, more about what will hopefully be a nice week for the rest of us who are looking for outdoor activities. Dan's going to hopefully share with us good news about the week ahead. There he is. Hi, Dan Reynolds. I know it looks good out there. We look forward to what you have to say. Coming up next.
The Missouri Valley Conference heads to Terre Haute, Indiana for the 2019 Outdoor Track and Field Championship. Watch as the Valley's top track athletes qualify to secure their spot in the NCAA Championships. Don't miss any of the action May 10th through 12th at Gibson Track and Field Complex. Presented by the Terre Haute Convention and Visitors Bureau, Via Media, and WTWO TV. For tickets and information, call 812-237-3737 or visit GoSycamores.com. Since 1907, the Valley runs deep.
It's time to get local. Shop, dine, and choose services from local businesses.
Think all outdoor furniture is made the same? Think again. At Glidden Furniture, we're proud to carry Berlin Gardens high-density poly lumber furniture. And it's as comfortable as it is strong. Plus, with a 20-year warranty, you'll be enjoying the chairs you love for years to come. Glidden Furniture, 3631 Wabash.
For a list of businesses, log on to mywabashvalley.com and get local today.
Nothing brings a family together like fun around the backyard pool. Here is your last chance to make that happen, and the price has never been better. For a limited time, Blue World Pools has the big 15 by 24 Econoline pool for not $399, not even $349. If you call now, that pool can be yours for only $299. That price still includes pump, filter, liner, ladder, and a free automatic pool cleaner. All that including free installation on your ready site for just $299. That's a $1,995 value for only $299. That's awesome! Call Blue World Pools now and take advantage of this incredible offer. Want more pizzazz? Of course you do! So jump up to our midline pool or grab for it all with Blue World Pools' top-of-the-line classic pool, the ultimate in high-style living. The choice is yours. But remember, this is your last chance to take advantage of our limited-time offer. The price will never get any better than this. How could it? Call Blue World Pools right now and beat that heat.
Welcome back, everyone. Before we head over to Dan, more on the deadly system of storms and tornadoes that tore through the south over the weekend. Today, threatening the northeast and leaving in its track a path of horrific destruction. At least 8 people have died, including 3 children. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez has the latest from hard-hit Alto, Texas.
It's hitting Shelby right now.
Overnight, the deadly storm system marched east, this twister ripping through Shelby, Ohio.
Oh my God.
High winds downing trees and power lines across the state. This after heavy rain, hail, and flooding pounded the south.
That's a tornado. That's it.
Back-to-back tornadoes sliced through tiny Alto, Texas.
I've been here all my life, and it's hard.
One of them, an EF3 twister, packing winds of 140 miles an hour.
We got a water leak over here, right?
Cecil Morgan and his family huddled in his home, praying as the roof ripped off. The second twister destroying what was left. Residents now trying to salvage what they can. In nearby Angelina County, even more heartbreak. 2 young brothers, 3-year-old Jace and 8-year-old Dylan Creel, were killed when a tree smashed their family's car. The small town of Franklin, Texas, also took a direct hit. More than 50 homes destroyed.
Just gone. Everything's gone.
In Louisiana, torrential rain brought dangerous flooding. 13-year-old Sebastian Omar Martinez drowned in a drainage canal. Severe weather also swept across Mississippi, killing a 95-year-old man and injuring about a dozen others. Mississippi is under a state of emergency.
Today, schools here are closed as a massive cleanup effort gets underway. Gabe Gutierrez, NBC News, Alto, Texas.
It was just a crazy weekend from those storms, and obviously on the north side of the system. You said your uncle measured how much snow in Chicago?
8 inches of snow in his backyard.
Gosh. It was insane. You know, we were kind of somewhere in the middle, and we really didn't, I feel like, got hit.
No, so far this year, things have gone south and north of us. We'll keep it that way.
I'm all right with that, yeah.
It was a rainy Sunday, but boy, look at that picture on the Great Repulse Building Skywatch Network camera. Hardly a cloud to be found. Beautiful weather out there. It's going to last for a couple of more days, of course. This is storm season. We've got a cold front headed in. That's going to change things. Right now, we're at 53 here at the studios, the same in Terre Haute, 54 in Olney, Flora, all the way up to 57. Paris checking in at 55. Forecast first. Not a bad night coming up. Warmer tonight than it was this morning. 70s tomorrow. Coming up at 5, 6, and 11, we'll talk about the potential for some stormy weather on Wednesday night late going into Thursday.
Dan, thank you so much. I want to remind our viewers that coming up on Wednesday, we'll be broadcasting live from the Terre Haute Humane Society. It's our annual Tail-a-thon, and it is happening there at Fruit Ridge Avenue on Wednesday. Throughout the day, from noon until 6:30, you'll find folks there accepting donations, and we will, as I said, be having different folks out there broadcasting for us. You can also donate online at mywabashvalley.com. If you'd like to donate, they are accepting donations there. Join us Wednesday for the Tail-a-thon and help us help the animals at the Terre Haute Humane Society. Well, we know man's best friend can be responsible for helping to save lives, too. Turns out it could be by detecting cancer. Researchers able to train 4 beagles how to distinguish between normal blood samples from malignant lung cancer samples. 3 of the dogs able to identify the lung cancer samples correctly over 96% of the time. When it came to the normal samples, the canines had an accuracy rate of over 97%. The company behind the study plans to conduct another one in the fall, and that one will focus on breast cancer. Well, spring is in full swing, which means young athletes are swinging the bats, rackets, and golf clubs, too. As these young athletes take to the fields, courses, and courts, sport-related injuries are a possibility. With many of these kinds of injuries on the rise, it's important to be mindful of your young athlete. NBC's Bianca Castro has more.
Sit. Shake. Good boy.
16-year-old Ashton Bryce knows the importance of rest because this downtime with her favorite pet is key to her performance on the softball diamond.
Yeah. What really motivated me is knowing that I was going to step on the field again.
Ashton has recovered from 3 serious knee injuries that happened while she was playing ball.
I've never had anything like this happen to me before. I'd never had any serious injuries, and then they just went back to back to back. So it was definitely a tough time, but it taught me a lot.
We're going to roll ourselves over.
Physical therapists at Children's Health in Plano warn of a nationwide increase in the number of children who are injured playing their favorite sport.
Sports are still supposed to be fun. They don't have to be to the point of competition where these kids are basically running themselves into the ground and they can't recover properly.
Overuse injuries are said to be responsible for nearly half of all sports injuries to middle and high school students.
We think it's really important that parents and coaches are educated as to things like pitch counts, not pitching more than 100 innings in a year, and making sure that we understand signs of fatigue when these kids are playing, because we know statistically that athletes are 36 times more likely to be injured when they're fatigued.
Ben, oh, there you go.
He says the most important thing a player can do is rest. Often, an important lesson Ashton puts into play.
This sport has become everything to me, and I knew that if I had gotten past the first 2, I could get past the 3rd one with no problem.
And with a dose of determination, she's back to playing injury-free.
Well, according to the CDC, more than half of all sports injuries in children are preventable. Still to come, robocalls. They're a nuisance for anybody with a phone. There are ways to avoid them. We talked to the developer of an app meant to screen those calls. You'll learn more. And later, a trip south to French Lick to see how construction of their newest expansion is going. We'll have an update for you. Stay tuned.
We're your calm before, during, and after the storm. Download the WTWO News app today.
They're known as the Silent Destroyer because of their ability to chew through wood, flooring, and walls undetected. It's termites, and right now is termite season. Lucky for you, they're Cheryl's Pest Control. They are masters at finding and destroying termites and other pests before they become a big problem. Termites, cockroaches, bed bugs. Call before April 30th and receive 30% off your initial termite treatment. Call Cheryl's Pest Control today.
Hi there, Honest Abe here with Honest Abe Roofing. When you choose Honest Abe Roofing, you choose the best. Meet our executive collection. Everything we install meets my exacting standards. 130 mile per hour wind rating, Class 4 hail impact rating, Class A fire rating, algae resistance. Whatever product you choose, it will last forever. I guarantee it.
Right now, get payments as low as $99 per month.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is tax day, April 15th, the last day to file without an extension. And while the government gets lots of complaints about taxes, it turns out it's not the most common these days. The FCC inundated with complaints from consumers about robocalls. More than 48 billion of these calls went to mobile phones last year. Now bipartisan members of Congress are supporting new legislation they're calling the TRACED Act. The act targets illegal robocalls and has the backing of attorneys general from every state, consumer groups, and even some telecom companies. The legislation carries criminal prosecution for violators, increases fines, requires carriers to implement technology to identify scammers and spoof numbers, and it eases the sharing of information and resources among federal and state law enforcement. Consumers are using apps and other technology to block unwanted calls, but there's no standard required. The TRACED Act has unanimously won committee approval and will next head to the Senate floor.
Stop illegal calls before they reach consumers is especially important because, unlike legitimate callers, these nuisance callers will not be deterred by the prospect of enforcement, knowing that they will be very difficult to locate.
We want to ensure that the bad illegal robocalls are stopped or blocked or mitigated, and that legal, legitimate calls will go through.
So joining us today to give us some helpful tips about navigating through this epidemic that we just learned about is Aaron Foss. Aaron is the founder of Nomorobo. I love that name, by the way. A new service designed to help block these calls. Aaron, welcome to Good Day Live.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You know, we just heard that staggering number, 48 billion calls. And I have to ask you, why on earth have we seen these numbers reach these proportions?
Yeah, these robocalls are out of control for one basic reason, is that they work, right? If these are scammers, these are criminals, and they're trying to get you and your loved ones to part with as much money as possible. And if it wasn't working, they would stop, but they are making millions.
So what are the most common types of robocalls that maybe some of our viewers are receiving?
Sure. So we've all heard from Rachel from Cardholder Services, the fake IRS that's coming to arrest you. A new one is the Social Security Administration calling to tell you that your Social Security number is expiring unless you call them back. Vehicle warranties, energy scams, solar panels, you name it, there's a robocall scam for it.
So as we learned about that legislation previously, will any of the crackdown they're trying to put out help?
Yeah, you know, there's so many laws that are on the books right now that actually make robocalling illegal, and these criminals, they don't care about the laws, right? I think that the more laws that are made, it really does help the carriers to crack down on this. It gives them more tools to integrate things like Nomorobo directly into their networks. But overall, I think that this is a really hard problem to solve. The risk of getting caught is really low, and the reward for these robocallers is really, really high.
You know, Nomorobo is the perfect name, so I'm going to have you get right into it. Coming up with that name must have been maybe, I don't know, a creative thought, but the process and how it works, this technology is the key. So tell me more about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we see hundreds of millions of calls. So you might notice that they change their numbers all the time. It's very difficult for you to see what the next call that's going to be coming. For us, it's very, very easy, right? Our algorithms are tuned to see these, we call them high-frequency calling patterns, right? Like these guys, we detect over 1,500 new numbers a day. Our full blacklist is over 1.4 million illegal, unwanted robocallers. So for us, behind the scenes, it's really, really difficult for consumers. Turn on our service on our landline or get our mobile app, and the robocalls magically go away.
And you know, that was the thing I was going to ask you, because I think the mobile app, I'm sure, is popular, but there may be people watching us right now who don't have that mobile phone. Maybe they still are landlocked, and they can use the service too?
That's exactly right. And on landlines, there's a lot more vulnerable populations, a lot of older people, elderly people, disabled. A lot of people keep their landlines around for safety and security also, right? What happens if somebody's in the hospital or anything like that? So yeah, the problem is just as big. It used to mainly be on landlines. Now the robocallers have moved over to the mobile phones also, right? We're the only protection on landlines, and it's free actually on landlines. Our mobile product has a free 2-week trial, and then it's only $2 a month. And I think it's a small price to pay to get rid of this annoyance.
Well, where do our viewers go to learn more?
Sure, it's real easy. Go to our website. It's nomorobo.com. That's NOMOROBO.com. All the instructions are right there.
I don't know why. When I interviewed him, I was like, all I kept thinking of was "Domo arigato, miss." Okay, I don't know why that kept coming to my brain, but No More Robo is definitely catchy. All right, coming up after the break, we are going to take a trip to French Lick. We're going to get an update on the latest expansion that they have going on down there. And look, if you like going to French Lick and you like country music, well, I got to tell you, this week's Friday freebie could be perfect for you. All the details on what you can win coming later in the show. Stay tuned.
I'm Molly, and I'm a farmer. Leo, sit. Oh, my good boy. Well, I do know a thing or two about early mornings. My morning routine is a little different. Okay, let's go, bud. I'm Molly, and I'm a farmer.
2322869. Gates and roofing and siding. 2322869. In downtown Terre Haute. With pace and quality, our work is superior. We bring out the beauty of your home's exterior. 2322869. Paints and roofing and siding.
Since 1950.
State lawmakers discuss a casino in Terre Haute. We'll have an update from Indianapolis. And another road project gets underway in Terre Haute. We'll tell you what's happening.
Good Entertainment is sponsored by French Lick Resort.
Construction continues here at French Lick, but a completion date is near. Today, I am happy to be speaking with Steve Rondinaro, my friend. Well, thank you for welcoming us.
Good to be here.
As always, we are standing in front of what is going to be one of your newest additions. Can you tell our folks what's going on
That is
here?
the sound of music back there to us here at French Lick Resort. This is the addition, $17 million addition. It's going to be 56 new rooms, depending upon how you configure them. But it's a whole different room type. We love our historic hotels here, but the rooms, by definition, are kind of limited because of the historic design. These are going to be bigger rooms, more versatile rooms. They can open up into suites and allow us to offer a whole different room type to guests and patrons. The other component to this is a new sports bar and entertainment venue within. We all know sports gambling is coming to Indiana.
Sure.
So this is going to be a part of that as well, and it's all folding together very nicely. We're constantly reinvesting here and just bringing new dimensions to this place, and that's exciting.
Well, it is exciting, and for people that have been down here to see the progression of this, really, it has come up relatively quickly.
These guys have worked through all kinds of weather. They've been pretty determined, and we're very grateful for that. And we always have multiple construction projects. Just a few hundred yards this way, we've got the finishing touches going on the exhibition center. That's been a long time work in progress as well. And that's given us a whole new dimension to offer to groups, meetings, convention clients, and that part of the business is really picking up dramatically as well.
You know, when people come here, there's so many things that you offer. As you mentioned, the convention, but let's talk about the families too, because this is a place where as we near the summer season, this is just the perfect destination.
Yeah, we're already embracing spring here. The jonquils are up, and we're seeing crocus and all those flowers are coming out. It's like, yeah, bring it on. The guys guys are already out on the golf course. The Donald Ross course is open. Hagen's Restaurant is open in the clubhouse up there. Some nice early spring rates for people wanting to get on that historic 102-year-old course. Valley Link stays open year-round. It's always fine to play 9. I'm going to challenge you to some foot golf later.
I can't wait for that.
Too. And that's a great, the whole Valley Links complex is a great place to tweak your game with the indoor hitting bay and the training centers. So there's a lot happening, and we are just perking up and revving up, and we're prime for spring. Spring break, great destination.
Yeah.
Forget the airplane hassles. Just
drive here.
Come down here, and if the weather doesn't cooperate, we've got all kinds of inside activities for families as well.
When will you start taking reservations for this spot, and how soon is it expected to be complete?
Well, we're expected to be operational by November.
Okay.
So we're going to see if these guys stay on the timeline. Hey, how you doing up there? They're proud of their work, too.
They are indeed. Well, thanks so much for inviting us down. This is French Lick's newest edition, and it is going to be an amazing place for you to come enjoy. And if you're part of the casino crowd, you're literally going to be right next door.
That's it, right next to the action.
Thanks for having us.
All right.
We're at French Lick, Indiana, and the resort at French Lick. And online at FrenchLick.com, you can make your reservations anytime. You can get all the details on all of the rates for many of the things we talked about. And of course, if you're looking for activities and events at FrenchLick.com, you can also get information there. I throw that in because we are actually going to be giving away something for one of the activities and entertainment at French Lick. If you enjoy country music, you're going to want to visit there next month. Gretchen Wilson will be performing, and we've got a pair of tickets we're giving away this week. I've got more on that and what else is included in our Friday freebie right after this break.
Stay up to date on local news that matters. Everything you want is just a click away with MyWabashValley.com.
This is the place I love. There's nowhere better than the place I'm from. This is where my world goes round. I've got my local on. The Wabash Valley is where I belong. Local news matters. Turn it on and it feels right. Yeah, it feels like home. I've got my local on.
Always serving fresh sushi. Remember our lunch hibachi special starting at just $10.95 and our 3-roll maki just $12.95. And don't forget about the fun.
Come celebrate at Tokyo!
Blackburn Collision Center, where we beat by accident.
Take your vehicle to the experts at Blackburn Collision Center. State-of-the-art equipment, paintless dent repair, superior color matching, free estimates, a lifetime guarantee on your repair, and custom painting too. They work with all insurance companies. It's your choice where to take your vehicle. Choose Blackburn. Blackburn Collision Center at 8th Street in Lafayette.
Blackburn Collision Center, where we meet by accident.
And welcome back. Gretchen Wilson is coming to French Lick. You know, her debut single, Redneck Woman, spent 6 weeks at #1, and her debut album, Here for the Party, sold more than 5 million copies. She's a popular artist. She'll be down at French Lick on May 17th. Showtime 8 o'clock. Doors will open at 6. It'll be at the Event Center at the Hoosier Ballroom there. You can get your tickets through Ticketmaster.com, or if you're lucky enough, you're going to win a pair from us this week. Along with those tickets, we've got a copy of the book, The Brain Body Diet, 40 Days to a Lean, Calm, Energized Self. $25 worth of scratch-off tickets from the Hoosier Lottery, and a couple of those specialty waters from Pepsi, all included for this week's Friday freebie. If you want to win, visit MyWabashValley.com. Click on the Good Day Live page and scroll down to that Friday freebie logo. It is there that you register. Good luck. Tomorrow, we're going to be chatting with Layla Ali about spring cleaning. Now, we can't all be a champ like her, but Well, we can certainly learn what it feels like to be a champ at home when you're cleaning. She's going to give us some great tips. And it was a big day today in Riley, Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery there giving the retailer in Riley money for their $1 million tickets sold. You'll find out what they plan to do with that money tomorrow. Until then, I hope you have a good day.